welcome to From Seed to Table, ensuring food security and safety. Today, we are diving into the journey of food from the moment it is a seed in a lab to the time it reaches our table. We will explore the various stages involved and discuss the importance of food safety at each step. To guide us through this, we have Dr. Green, an expert in agriculture science and food safety. Welcome, Dr. Green.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. Let's start at the very beginning with seeds. Can you tell us how the most seeds are produced today?
Absolutely. Most of today's seeds are developed in laboratories. Scientists work to select and improve seeds, testing their quality and studying their physiological characteristics. This ensures that the seeds are viable and capable of growing into a healthy plant. They also research preservation methods to keep these seeds safe until they're ready to be planted.
Okay, that's fascinating. But there's a concern about genetically modified seeds. Can you shed some light on that?
Yes, genetically modified seeds are designed to improve crop yields and resistance to pests and diseases. However, there are concerns about their safety. Some studies suggest that they might pose risk to human health, but the evidence is still debated in the scientific community. It's crucial to continue studying these impacts and ensure rigorous testing before they are widely adopted.
I see. Moving on to the planting and farming stage, how do farmers ensure their crops are not contaminated by harmful substances?
Well, farmers play a critical role in food safety. They use a combination of good agriculture practices, including the appropriate and safe use of pesticides and fertilizers. Sustainable agriculture practices are also essential. They help maintain soil health and reduce risk in contamination. This includes crop rotation, organic farming methods, and integrated pest management.
Sustainable practices seems to be the key. How do they contribute to the food safety?
Well, sustainable practices help create a more resilient agriculture system. They reduce dependency on chemical inputs, which can be harmful if misused, and promote biodiversity. This, in turn, helps protect crops from pests and diseases naturally, reducing the need for potential harmful chemicals.
Okay. Let's talk about the next stage, picking and processing. How is contamination prevented during these steps?
Harvesting and processing are critical points for food safety. During picking, it's important to handle crops carefully to prevent physical damage, which can lead to contamination. For processing, especially with the rise of pre-prepared dishes, maintaining hygiene is paramount. This includes sanitizing equipment, ensuring clean facilities, and following strict food safety protocols to prevent contamination.
Okay. However, with the increasing popularity of pre-prepared dish, how can we ensure they are safe and healthy?
Well, it's about strict adherence to safety standards. This means regular inspections, employee training, and transparency in ingredient sourcing. Consumers should be able to trust that these dishes have been prepared under stringent safety conditions.
Transportation and storage are also crucial. What are the best practices to keep food fresh and safe during these stages?
Proper storage and transportation are essential to maintaining food safety. This includes controlling temperatures to prevent spoilage, using appropriate packaging to protect food from contamination, and ensuring clean and sanitary transport vehicles. Cold chain management, which keeps the food at a consistent, safe temperature from the farm to the consumer, is especially important for the perishable items.
Alright. Finally, let's discuss sales and consumption. What responsibilities do distributors have to ensure the food safety?
Distributors have a significant responsibility. They must have they must ensure that food products are within their shelf life and accurately labeled. Misleading production dates and concealing additives can be dangerous. Transparency is key, and consumers should have access to all relevant information about the food they purchase.
Okay. Then, How can consumers protect themselves and ensure that the food they buy is safe?
Consumers should buy food from reputable sources, check expiration dates, and be informed about the products they purchase. Reading labels and understanding what goes into their food is important. If something seems off, if it's always better to be cautious and avoid it.
Okay. In conclusion, we have traced the journey of food from seed to table. Dr. Green, what key message would you like our listeners to take away?
Every stage in the food production process is crucial for ensuring food safety. From seed selection to farming practices, harvesting, processing, transportation, and finally sales and consumption. Each link must be handled with care and responsibility. It's a collective effort, and we all have a role to play in ensuring our food is safe, healthy, and sustainable.
Thank you, Dr. Green, for sharing your insights with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Welcome to Healthy Planet, Healthy People, the podcast where we discuss crucial issues affecting our world today. I'm your host, and in today's episode, we delve into the vital topic of food security and safety. We will explore why these issues are so important, discuss the challenges and solutions, and hear from a specialist in hunger and malnutrition. Let's dive in. Today, we have a special guest joining us, Dr. Jane, a renowned nutritionist and public health expert with extensive experience in addressing food insecurity and malnutrition. Welcome, Dr. Jo.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Dr. Do, could you start by explaining the root causes of hunger and malnutrition?
Certainly, hunger and malnutrition are often driven by a combination of factors, including poverty, conflict, climate change, and social inequities. Poverty limits access to nutritious food, while conflicts and climate change can disrupt food production and distribution. Social inequities, such as lack of education and healthcare, further exacerbate these issues.
What are the consequences of hunger and malnutrition on individuals and communities?
The impacts are profound. On an individual level, malnutrition can lead to stunted growth, cognitive impairments, and increased susceptibility to diseases. For communities, widespread hunger and malnutrition can hinder economic development, reduce productivity, and perpetuate cycles of poverty. It also places a significant burden on healthcare systems.
Okay, so how can government policies, international aid, and community-based interventions help address these issues?
Government policies play a crucial role in ensuring food security by creating supportive environments for food production and access. International aid is vital in providing immediate relief during crisis. Community-based interventions are essential for sustainable solutions as they involve local populations in developing and implementing strategies tailored to their specific needs and contexts.
Thank you, Dr. Jane, for sharing your insights on hunger and malnutrition. Your expertise is invaluable in understanding the complexities of the food security and safety.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure discussing these important issues.
Welcome to the Voices of Change, the podcast where we delve into critical global issues and the efforts to address them. I'm your host, Umar, and today we have a special episode focused on food insecurity in regions like Palestine. We will be exploring the strategies to raise awareness and mobilize support for effective humanitarian action. Joining us today is Claudia, an expert in humanitarian aid and advocacy. Welcome, Claudia.
Thank you, Umar. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, let's dive right in. Chapter 3 of our discussion is titled Spread the Word, which highlights the importance of education and information campaigns. Can you explain why these campaigns are crucial for addressing food insecurity?
Absolutely. Educational campaigns are vital because they inform the public about the realities of food insecurity and the underlying factors, such as political instability, economic barriers, and social issues. In regions like Palestine, understanding this complexity is key to generating empathy and support. By disseminating factual information through various platforms like social media, websites, documentaries, and educational materials, we can reach a broad materials a broad audience, and inspire action.
That's a great point. How do you see the role of social media coverage and journalism in this context?
Media coverage and journalism play a critical role in shedding light on issues that might otherwise remain hidden, encouraging journalists and media outlets to report on food aid obstruction and the humanitarian situation helps uncover instances of aid diversion, bureaucratic hurdles, and political interference. Investigative reporting can be particularly powerful in exposing these challenges and holding those responsible accountable. This also keeps the public informed and engaged.
It sounds like the media can be powerful too. Moving on to another strategy, how can international cooperation and solidarity make a difference?
International cooperation and solidarity are essential for creating a unified front against the obstacle to food aid. Building coalitions among governments, humanitarian organizations, religious institutions, and advocacy groups can amplify efforts and resources. These networks can apply international pressure and leverage diplomatic channels to encourage countries and entities to facilitate humanitarian access and respect humanitarian principles. Collective action can lead to more effective and sustained solutions.
All right. It is encouraging to hear about these collaborative efforts. In conclusion, how can combining these strategies help us achieve the goal of ensuring access to food and essential resources for those in need?
By employing a combination of educational campaigns, robust media coverage, and international cooperation, we can significantly increase awareness about the challenges facing populations like those in Palestine. These strategies can mobilize support, both in terms of public opinion and concrete aid, and drive effective humanitarian action. Ultimately, our goal is to ensure that everyone has access to food and other essential resources. And through these combined efforts, we can make meaningful progress towards the goal.
Thank you, Claudia, for sharing these insights. It is clear that spreading the word through education, media, and international solidarity is crucial in tackling food insecurity.